This is a video on level curves. The question states, sketch several level curves and describe the surface. We have z equal y minus x squared. So to sketch level curves, I replace the variable z with a constant which we usually call c. So I do that, and I get c equals y minus x squared. Now let's solve for y to get y equal x squared plus c. So for different values of c, these curves will be parabolas with y-intercept at c. I will construct a table by plugging in values of c. I'm going to pick -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. That should suffice for my contour diagram. So if c is -2, I get y equals x squared minus 2, which is the parabola with y-intercept -2. If c equals -1, I get y equals x squared minus 1, and this is the parabola with y-intercept -1. And then I plug in 0, 1, and 2, and I get parabolas with y-intercepts 0, 1, and 2 respectively. So now I just sketch the picture, which means I sketch 5 parabolas in the xy plane with these various y-intercepts. And I did that. Here are my parabolas. It's customary to label these curves by writing down what the values of c are. So c equals -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So this is called a contour diagram, which means I sketched several level curves for my surface. Now let's describe it by talking about what it would be like if we went for a hike along the surface where our z was our elevation. So for example, if I start down here at the bottom, I'm at elevation -2. And then if I walked parallel to the y-axis, I'm going to start out at elevation -2. Then I'm going to walk uphill to -1 and then continue walking up to 0 and then walking up and up and up. So this would be an uphill climb when I walk parallel to the y-axis. Let's see what happens if I walk parallel to the x-axis. So if I start here, I'm going to be at elevation -2, and then I'm going to steeply climb uphill to elevation -1, elevation 0, and then after I hit elevation 0, I'm going to go to elevation 1, and then elevation 2, not quite walking as steeply because it takes longer to get from one curve to the next. Then when I hit elevation 2, and I continue walking parallel to the x-axis, I'm going to walk not so steeply, but I'm going to be walking downhill again to elevation 1, and then steeper to elevation 0, and then very steep to elevation -1, and then I'm going to be walking down a very steep hill to elevation -2. So we can see that walking from left to right, I'm going to walk steeply upwards all the way until I walk not so steeply, still upwards, until I get to elevation 2, and then I'm going to walk still not so steeply, but now downwards, and get steeper and steeper and steeper, going down to elevation -2, and in fact I will hit a very steep cliff as I continue on. And I'm done with the problem.